The person you called a friend is secretly preparing to replace you. The silence around you tonight carries a weight heavier than your own thoughts, almost as if the walls themselves are trembling with a secret they no longer wish to keep. A truth hidden behind smiles, laughter, and words of comfort is starting to peel itself open, and the sting of betrayal is making its way to your heart before you even realize it. The person you trusted, the one you called a friend, is silently preparing to take your place, as though your existence was nothing but a placeholder in their grand plan. Your instincts already tried to warn you in moments when something felt off, but you silenced them because loyalty blinded you. Every gesture of theirs seemed like kindness, yet behind it was the quiet sharpening of a knife made of envy, greed, and unspoken jealousy. It is a shocking revelation to witness how love and trust can be twisted into weapons against you, prepared carefully by the very hands you once held as safe. This moment isn't about ordinary betrayal, it is about a replacement that has been plotted, rehearsed, and prepared in shadows you never thought to look into. Their every step was calculated, every smile rehearsed, and every false embrace was part of a stage where you were unknowingly written out. You were meant to believe you mattered, while behind your back, they rehearsed your disappearance from your own story. Now, the warning comes not in whispers but as a wave crashing against your heart. The time is near, and if you don't open your eyes, you may wake up one day to find your role stolen, your name misused, and your seat already filled by the one you trusted most. The air around you carries urgency, because this betrayal is not a thought, it is already in motion, already alive, already consuming your tomorrow. 333. They watched your struggles, not to support you, but to learn how you walked through fire so they could mimic your steps. Each of your victories was noted, each of your weaknesses studied, until they built a perfect mask that mirrored your essence. In silence, they trained themselves to become the version of you the world applauds, while discarding the pain you endured to become who you are. The hunger in their heart is not for friendship, it is for your place, your blessings, your recognition, and your light. They see how heaven has favored you, how destiny has carved your name into doors they could never open on their own, so they chose a darker path, to steal instead of earn, to imitate instead of create. And though their face still wears the mask of companionship, their spirit vibrates with the vibration of betrayal. There are moments when you felt uneasy, like your secrets were too safe in their hands, as if your own voice was being rehearsed by someone else. What you confided in trust, they collected like ammunition, storing every word to one day use against you. It is not just envy anymore, it is transformation, a dangerous desire to erase your presence and stand as you in every room you once commanded. This is why the heavens interrupt your day, why warnings fall upon you like thunder. The betrayal is deeper than gossip or lies, it is the preparation of a replacement. And you, child of destiny, cannot remain blind any longer, because the very soul you trusted is writing a future that does not include you. 444. The weight of this truth strikes hard, yet it must be faced, because betrayal thrives only in silence. If you turn away, if you ignore the signs, they will succeed in making your absence feel natural. You will be left with nothing but broken memories of laughter that was never genuine, and the echo of footsteps that were always walking toward your downfall. But within this darkness, there is a force that will not let you be erased. The spirit of protection is surrounding you now, tearing away the disguise that cloaked their intentions. Every hidden plan, every shadowed preparation, every whispered lie is being pulled into the light where it can no longer hide. Understand this, what they prepared in secret cannot overpower what has already been written for you by divine hands. Their imitation will always lack the soul that makes you who you are. No matter how much they try to mirror you, they cannot recreate the fire, the tears, and the blessings that shaped your destiny. And yet, you must remain awake, alert, and cautious, because betrayal walks closest to you with the face of someone you loved as a friend. The truth may hurt, but it also protects, for only by seeing the danger can you prevent the trap from closing. 555. They have already begun to weave stories about you, telling others in subtle tones that you are changing, that you are not who you used to be. These lies are not random, they are the groundwork for their replacement, the soil where they hope to plant themselves in your position. By the time the curtain falls, they want the world to believe you are the shadow and they are the light. But the heavens see it all, and tonight, the veil is being torn away before your eyes. You may feel the sting of betrayal burn deeper than fire, but it is better to be wounded by truth than destroyed by deception. This revelation is not to break you, it is to awaken you. Even now, you can feel the heaviness of their energy when they are near, as if the air becomes heavier, the room colder, and your own spirit unsettled. This is not your imagination, it is your soul screaming a warning that can no longer be ignored. The mask they wear is cracking, and though they try to hold it together with false smiles, the truth drips through every crack. The time has come to rise above their plan, not with revenge, but with clarity and strength. Because no replacement can ever erase what heaven has already sealed with your name, and no betrayal can steal the blessings that were carved into your destiny before you were even born. 666. The moment this revelation reaches your spirit, the world feels different, colors shift, sounds deepen, and silence suddenly feels alive with secrets you never noticed before. It is as though the universe is pulling back a curtain you were never meant to see behind, showing you the shadows moving while you were distracted by smiles and gestures. You can no longer deny what has been happening behind closed doors, because the energy of betrayal is pressing so hard against your chest that even your breath feels heavier. You remember every shared laugh, every promise of loyalty, and every tear they wiped from your eyes, only to realize those memories were carefully woven to trap your trust. The betrayal cuts deeper because it was prepared with patience, with timing, with the false rhythm of friendship that disguised itself as loyalty. This is not an accident, not a misunderstanding, this is a calculated move to remove you from your place, to silence your light so they can shine in stolen glory. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven will not allow you to be blindsided any longer, and that is why this truth comes now with such force. The protection around you is rising, the shield is forming, because the betrayal has already reached the final stage of its preparation. They are closer than you realize, watching every move, every decision, every heartbeat of yours, ready to step in as if they were you all along. The energy around you is urgent, and the spirits whisper that time is no longer on your side if you remain silent. This betrayal will not only cost you your peace, it will cost you your voice, your reputation, and the blessings you worked so hard to protect. But the heavens will never allow what belongs to you to be stolen, not while you are awake, not while you are ready, not while you stand with strength in your spirit. 777. This person has already rehearsed how they will walk in your footsteps, how they will claim to be the one carrying the light that was always yours. They studied your gestures, your words, your habits, even your kindness, all to create a false version of you that the world might accept. But what they don't understand is that a mask can only last for so long before it crumbles under the weight of truth. When you look back now, you will remember the strange silence when you shared your dreams with them, the faint flicker of envy in their eyes, and the way they quickly changed the subject when the light shone too brightly on you. Those were not coincidences, they were cracks in the mask, revealing what they tried so hard to hide. And still, you gave them love, because that is who you are, loyal, forgiving, and deeply human. It is this very purity in you that made them hunger for your place, because they know they cannot create light, only steal it. They thought by taking your space, they would inherit your blessings, not realizing that your journey was sealed with trials they never endured. Your destiny was carved through pain and triumph, through nights of tears and mornings of courage, and no imitation can ever carry the weight of what you survived. So tonight, you are being called to open your eyes fully, not just to see the betrayal, but to see your own strength. Because once you know the truth, no one can replace you. Once you stand in awareness, no one can erase you. And once your spirit rises with clarity, even the sharpest betrayal shatters under your light. 888. Even now, their plans are unraveling, because the heavens are moving faster than their deception. Doors they thought would open are already closing, and people they tried to manipulate are beginning to sense the falseness in their tone. They cannot hold their disguise for long, because divine energy does not flow through lies, it exposes them. Your path forward is not to drown in anger but to prepare yourself with strength, because soon their actions will surface in a way you cannot ignore. You will see them falter, you will hear their mask crack, and you will feel the truth rush in like a storm tearing away the last curtain of illusion. The shock will shake you, but it will also free you. And in that moment, you will realize that their betrayal was not a sign of your weakness, it was a confirmation of your power. They feared you so much, they could not stand beside you, they wanted to become you. But heaven reminds you tonight, no one can become you. No matter how hard they try, they will always fall short, because the flame inside you was lit by hands they cannot touch. Archangel Michael says, this truth is your protection, not your punishment. The pain you feel is not the end, it is the shield forming around you, stronger than any betrayal, brighter than any disguise, and more eternal than any false replacement. 999. The silence of your room is no longer safe, for even the air seems to whisper the weight of betrayal that has been growing around you. What you thought was trust has been reshaped into a dangerous weapon, sharpened carefully behind your back while you gave them your loyalty. Their mask of kindness is slipping, and behind it burns an envy so strong that it can no longer be contained. You can feel it now, the heaviness when they speak your name, the strange pause when they praise you, and the cold shadow that lingers when they leave. These are not signs of love, but signals of betrayal already blooming in the dark corners of their spirit. They are not waiting for the future to change, they are preparing to step into your place, as if you were nothing but a stepping stone in their climb. Your destiny, however, was never given to them. It was written only for you, carved through the tears you shed in silence and the victories you fought to win. And though they may wear your reflection for a while, they will never hold the essence of your fire, because that belongs to you and you alone. Their imitation is hollow, but the danger lies in how far they are willing to go to make others believe it. This is why the heavens bring this warning tonight, crashing through the walls of silence and forcing you to see what you did not want to believe. The person you once called a friend is not beside you, they are behind you, waiting to take your place. And if you remain unaware, their shadow will try to stand in your light. 333. They have already rehearsed your words, tested your tone, and copied the rhythm of your steps. What you thought was admiration was only observation, a careful study of every part of you they wished to claim. Even the secrets you trusted them with have been twisted into weapons, stored like knives in the dark, waiting for the moment they decide to strike. Their heart no longer beats with love, but with competition, jealousy, and hunger for what you carry. They are not content with their path, for they believe your blessings should belong to them. And so they crafted this silent replacement, as if by erasing you, they could inherit the destiny written in your name. But heaven does not work that way, and though they plot in silence, the light that surrounds you is already tearing apart their disguise. The angels are rising on your behalf, whispering warnings to your soul, making you restless so you cannot be blinded anymore. Every false smile will soon reveal its cracks, and the face behind the mask will no longer be hidden. Your story is not theirs to take, and every step they make toward your downfall is already leading them to their own destruction. What they try to build upon betrayal will collapse, because truth is eternal, and lies can never carry the weight of destiny. 444. Even now, they move carefully, trying to convince others that you are changing, that you are no longer the person they once knew. These are seeds of doubt they plant in secret, hoping to turn the hearts of those around you against you. But what they do not realize is that lies may spread quickly, but truth always lasts longer. Soon, the very people they tried to deceive will see the cracks in their story, the falseness in their eyes, and the jealousy they cannot contain. Their attempt to replace you will expose them, and the mask they worked so hard to hold will crumble. What they meant to use to destroy you will instead destroy them. This betrayal feels heavy because it comes from someone you once loved, but remember, the greater the betrayal, the greater the protection heaven sends. You are not alone in this fight, for your destiny is guarded by forces that cannot be replaced. Every blessing tied to your name is locked with a divine seal, and no imitation can ever steal it. Archangel Michael says, "Do not fear what is being revealed, for this truth is your shield, your protection, and your awakening." You are being lifted higher, beyond the reach of their betrayal, into a place where only your light can shine. 555. The storm of their actions is already gathering, and soon the sky around you will crack open with revelations. Conversations you never expected to hear will find their way to your ears, messages meant for others will slip into your hands, and the truth they tried to bury will rise like fire. Nothing they prepared will remain hidden for long, because heaven is on the move. This betrayal is not the end of your story, it is the beginning of a greater rise. Every tear you shed now will become strength, every loss will transform into gain, and every wound will birth a new level of power in you. Their attempt to replace you will only push you into a season where you shine brighter than ever before. So take this warning not as fear, but as preparation. The heavens are making you stronger, clearing the way ahead, and cutting ties that were only chains in disguise. Soon, you will look back and see that this betrayal was the fire that purified you, the storm that elevated you, and the breaking point that became your new beginning. And when that moment comes, you will rise with such brilliance that even those who try to replace you will have no choice but to witness your unstoppable light. 666. The night feels heavier now, as if every shadow is carrying a secret meant for your ears alone. You sense the quiet movement of betrayal circling you, a betrayal not born of strangers but of someone whose presence once felt like home. They are moving closer to their plan, rehearsing every step of your life as if your soul was nothing more than a script they could perform. Their silence is not empty, it is filled with calculations, filled with stolen pieces of your story that they have been collecting like treasures. What you thought were moments of love were really notes in their preparation, every smile a rehearsal, every embrace a disguise. You gave them the blueprint of your heart, and they used it to build a mask that now threatens to erase you. This is why the unease in your spirit has grown louder, why your chest feels heavy even in moments of calm. It is your soul screaming at you to pay attention, to look deeper, to understand that the danger is not coming from outside, it is standing beside you, calling itself a friend. And still, heaven whispers, you are not powerless in this battle, because destiny belongs only to you. Archangel Michael says, your path cannot be stolen, but you must open your eyes, because the closer you are to your breakthrough, the stronger betrayal tries to disguise itself as loyalty. The moment of exposure is near, and soon the one who tried to replace you will be forced into the light, unable to hide their envy any longer. 777. They have already stepped onto the stage, trying to carry your voice, your image, your essence into spaces that were meant only for you. But what they don't realize is that your light was not given by man, it was given by heaven, and no imitation can carry the fire of your soul. Their attempt will always falter, because destiny cannot be stolen, it can only be lived. Still, their jealousy is strong, and they are weaving lies with delicate care, trying to convince others that you are fading, that you no longer carry the strength you once did. They want to be the replacement, the substitute, the one who takes your place when you are not looking. But what they fail to understand is that every lie they spread is already returning to them, every shadow they cast is already wrapping around their own steps. The betrayal feels sharp because it comes from someone who touched your heart, someone who knew your dreams, your secrets, your fears. That is what makes it dangerous, because they know exactly where to strike. Yet, even with all their knowledge, they cannot break the divine seal that surrounds you. Your name is written in a place their hands can never reach. Soon, you will see signs everywhere, small cracks where their disguise begins to fail. They will slip in conversations, their envy will bleed through their smiles, and their hunger for your place will reveal itself to more eyes than yours. The exposure has already begun, and the heavens are ensuring that you see it clearly before the replacement is attempted. Even as they prepare to rise against you, your spirit is being lifted higher. You will feel sudden bursts of strength, unexpected clarity, and guidance that seems to come from nowhere. 888 This is heaven's way of preparing you for what is unfolding, making sure you are strong enough to stand when the betrayal is finally revealed. Do not be surprised when things you once overlooked begin to shine with meaning. A forgotten message, an overheard word, a strange look, all of these are fragments of truth being pieced together for your protection. You are not meant to be blind any longer, for the season of exposure has begun. And when that day arrives, you will not crumble, because you were prepared for this very moment. You will stand taller, stronger, brighter, and your enemies will realize that betrayal cannot destroy a soul protected by heaven. Their attempt to replace you will collapse, and in their downfall, you will rise. This betrayal is not a curse, it is the fire that will refine you. It is the storm that will clear the path. It is the breaking that will make you unshakable. And when the dust settles, your place will still be yours, untouched, unbroken, eternal. 999. The energy around you is shifting, pulling back every illusion that once kept you comfortable in their presence. What felt like trust now echoes with emptiness, because their loyalty was never real, it was a costume worn to sit close to your heart while they planned how to take your place. You can almost see their shadow moving ahead of them, reaching for the space that belongs to you, as though your very life was something they could steal. The truth is heavy, but it is also freeing, because now you know their intentions cannot remain hidden much longer. The mask they wear is cracking under the pressure of their jealousy, and the closer you look, the more you see the sharpness in their eyes disguised as care. They are no longer content to walk beside you, they are desperate to walk as you, carrying your blessings, your recognition, and your light. But what they do not understand is that light cannot be stolen, because it was never given by man. Your light was born in your struggles, it was carved through your tears, and it was sealed by heaven's hand long before they ever knew your name. Even if they try to replace you, they will only inherit emptiness, because destiny cannot be faked. Archangel Michael says, "The heavens are watching closely, and every false step they take is being recorded in the book of truth." Their downfall is already written, and their betrayal is the rope that will bind them. While they are preparing to replace you, heaven is preparing to reveal them. 333. Their whispers have already begun, soft lies hidden in conversations, twisted truths told in secret places. They are trying to shape the world's image of you, painting you as weak, fading, or undeserving, while presenting themselves as your mirror. It is a dangerous game, because they believe deception can build their future. But lies do not stand forever. They crumble under the weight of truth, and soon every word they spoke in darkness will come to light. The people they try to deceive will begin to see the cracks in their story, and the mask they wear will fall apart before many witnesses. This betrayal may hurt deeper than anything before, but it is also the breaking point where you will rise stronger than you imagined. Because when truth exposes them, the world will see that you were the chosen one all along. No replacement, no imitation, no shadow can take the place of a soul chosen by heaven. So do not let fear consume you. What they planned against you is already unraveling, and their envy will become their downfall. You only need to remain awake, aware, and anchored in your truth. 444. The days ahead may feel intense, as the exposure begins. Strange events will unfold, things said behind your back will accidentally reach your ears, people you never expected will reveal to you what has been whispered, and their plan will no longer remain hidden. This is the work of divine timing, ensuring you see every layer of betrayal before it can touch your future. Their desperation will grow as their lies begin to fail. They will try harder to mimic you, to take your voice, to copy your steps, but the more they try, the clearer their envy becomes. The people around you will begin to notice the falsehood in them, the emptiness in their attempts, and the truth will become undeniable. What they intended to use against you will backfire. The very lies they spread will return to them, the very traps they set will catch their own feet, and the role they tried to steal will never fit them. Because what is written for you cannot be undone, not by betrayal, not by envy, not by any imitation. You were chosen for your path because your soul carried the strength to endure the fire, and no counterfeit can carry that weight. Their downfall is inevitable, and your rise is unstoppable. 555. You may feel pain as this betrayal unfolds, but it will not break you, it will transform you. The heaviness you feel now will soon give way to clarity, and the tears you shed will become the foundation of a strength you never knew you had. This is the kind of betrayal that cannot stop your destiny, it only proves how powerful your destiny truly is. The person you once called a friend is preparing to replace you, but heaven is preparing to elevate you beyond their reach. They may try to walk in your steps, but they will never carry your fire. They may try to wear your reflection, but they will never hold your soul. Archangel Michael says, "Do not fear the exposure of betrayal, for it is not the end of your story, it is the unveiling of your true rise. You are stepping into a chapter where no imitation can follow, and no betrayal can stand. The replacement they planned will never succeed, because heaven has already sealed your place. 666. The betrayal is no longer just an invisible current, it is a storm gathering around you, pressing against your chest like thunder waiting to break. You can almost hear the rhythm of their lies weaving in the background, soft enough to disguise, sharp enough to wound. The person who once walked beside you with loyalty in their eyes now walks behind you with envy, preparing to wear your name as if it was theirs to claim. Every moment you shared with them now feels different, almost rewritten in your memory. The laughter was hollow, the encouragement was laced with jealousy, and the silence was filled with plans you never saw forming.